is University Marshal Professor James Calvin, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Followed by the stage party, His Excellency Ali Ibrahim Al-Naimi, Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Nadhmi Al-Nasr, Interim President of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. Dr. Jean-Louis Chameau, the 2017 Distinguished Commencement Speaker. Members of the Board of Trustees and the academic leadership.
أيها الحفل الكريم، وصلت الآن مقدمة المسيرة الأكاديمية، وعلى رأسها قائد مسيرة الخريجين البروفيسور جيمس كالفن، نائب الرئيس للشؤون الأكاديمية، ويليه كل من معالي المهندس علي بن إبراهيم النعيمي رئيس مجلس الأمناء، المهندس نظم النصر الرئيس المكلف لجامعة الملك عبد الله للعلوم والتقنية وعضو مجلس الأمناء، الدكتور جون لو شامو الرئيس الرسمي لحفل التخرج لعام 2017، أعضاء مجلس الأمناء والقيادة الأكاديمية.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the arrival of the faculty of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. They are led by Professor Jean Frichet, Senior Vice President for Research, Innovation, and Economic Development.
سيداتي وسادتي، يصل الآن إلى منصة الاحتفال أعضاء هيئة التدريس بجامعة الملك عبد الله للعلوم والتقنية، يقودهم البروفيسور جون فريشيه، نائب الرئيس الأعلى للأبحاث والابتكار والتنمية الاقتصادية.
The degree candidates are now entering the ceremony site. First are the Doctor of Philosophy candidates. They are led by Professor Brian Moran, Dean of Graduate Affairs.
أيها الحفل الكريم، يتم الآن تقديم المرشحين لنيل الدرجات الأكاديمية. نرجو الترحيب أولاً بالمرشحين لدرجة الدكتوراه، ويقودهم البروفيسور براين موران، عميد شؤون الدراسات العليا.
Next, let us welcome the first of our Master of Science degree candidates who are in the Division of Biological and Environmental Sciences and Engineering, led by their Dean, Professor Pierre Magistretti.
يليهم في المسيرة المرشحون لدرجة الماجستير في العلوم من قسم العلوم والهندسة البيولوجية والبيئية، ويقودهم عميد القسم البروفيسور بيير ماجستريتي.
Now welcome the Master of Science degree candidates in the Division of Computer, Electrical, and Mathematical Sciences and Engineering, led by their Dean, Professor Mutaz Al-Nozahi.
سيداتي وسادتي، يصل بعد ذلك المرشحون لدرجة الماجستير في العلوم من قسم العلوم والهندسة الحاسوبية والكهربائية والحسابية بقيادة عميد القسم البروفيسور معتز النزهي.
Now welcome the Master of Science degree candidates in the Division of Physical Science and Engineering, led by their Dean, Professor Yves Nyanu.
يليهم في المسيرة خريجو درجة الماجستير في العلوم من قسم العلوم والهندسة الفيزيائية بقيادة العميد البروفيسور إيف نانو.
Please welcome to the podium our University Marshal, Professor James Calvin.
أيها الحفل الكريم، نرجو الترحيب الآن بقائد مسيرة الجامعة البروفيسور جيمس كالفن.
Distinguished guests, Chairman, Trustees, Interim President, faculty, staff, degree candidates, and families. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2017 Commencement Celebration.
Please rise for the playing of the national anthem of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
سيداتي وسادتي، نرجو التكرم بالوقوف للسلام الوطني للمملكة العربية السعودية.
Please be seated for a reciting from the Holy Quran by Ahmed Al-Shankiti, Master's Degree Candidate in Chemical Science.
حفلنا الكريم، نرجو التكرم بالجلوس لنستمع إلى تلاوة عطرة من القرآن الكريم يتلوها على مسامعكم طالب الماجستير في العلوم الكيميائية أحمد الشنقيطي.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله نور السماوات والأرض، مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح، المصباح في زجاجة، الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية، يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار، نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله والله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب.
It is now my honor to welcome Interim President of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, Nadhmi Al-Nasr, to give opening remarks.
Thank you, Jim. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. وحياكم الله جميعا في جامعة الملك عبد الله للعلوم والتقنية في هذه الأمسية الجميلة الرائعة. Class of 2017, welcome to your special day. It's an honor to join you and your families as you celebrate this significant accomplishment. I am so proud of your hard work and dedication. You represent a strong future in science and technology for the kingdom and the world. Families, tonight is also about you. You have supported our graduates throughout their academic journeys, helping them in every endeavor and reminding them of their potential. Graduates, please stand and give your parents and family members a round of applause. I would like to also welcome our esteemed Board of Trustees. Thank you for giving your time and support to the university. We are grateful for your dedication to the university. A special welcome also goes to our guests from industry, academia, and media from around the kingdom. Our partnership and collaborations continue to flourish, serving as a foundation to support the nation's economy and society. I would like our university leaders, deans, center directors, and faculty to stand and be recognized. I would also like to thank our staff for your contributions to the support of our students every day and every night. Finally, a welcome to all members of KAUST community. Graduates, tonight I encourage you to enjoy this very special moment. We have all come to celebrate you and your many achievements. Thank you.
Thank you. It is now my great pleasure to welcome the class of 2017 student commencement speaker, Hassan Alsibyani. Hassan has a welcoming crowd. Hassan is graduating with his master's degree in computer science under the direction of Professor Marco Canini. Please help me in welcoming Hassan to the podium.
Class of 2017, today is a day of celebration, reflection, and appreciation. Congratulations to all students and families. Distinguished guests, Board of Trustees, Interim President Al-Nasr, Dr. Chameau, faculty members, and the entire KAUST community. Good evening, Assalamu alaikum. I am honored to be speaking to you today. Families, I hope that you have had the opportunity to enjoy our beautiful campus. If so, you may have noticed that KAUST is focused on solving the grand challenges that will help improve our nation and communities worldwide. For example, our researchers in the Desert Agriculture Initiative are pioneering ways to grow food using salty water. One day, our farmers could use water from the Red Sea to grow tomatoes. At the Visual Computing Center, our scientists are developing technology to better understand how to manage crowds. This technology could be useful to officials responsible for the safe movement of pilgrims during times like Hajj. These are just two examples of how our scientists, engineers, and researchers are contributing new ideas and discoveries to the world. As you can imagine, the possibilities of scientific and technological discovery are endless in a community of over 100 nationalities, where ideas and perspectives flow freely. Tonight, I'll highlight some of my experiences at KAUST that have taught me new values and helped shape my way of thinking. My journey with KAUST began in 2011, when I was selected for the KAUST Gifted Student Program. As a student, I was fortunate enough to be a member of many organizations and programs, including receiving my undergraduate degree at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Within the first month of arriving on campus, I was immediately impressed by the collective passion and caring attitude shared by people. At MIT, groups of people from all over the world with different backgrounds and academic training collaborate to solve problems together. Over the years, I recognized that this model of collaboration is present in all ambitious institutions in the world, and KAUST is definitely one of these places. Fast forward 5 years, and now I'm a graduate student at KAUST in the computer science program, where I have been able to focus on my passion to improve privacy in the digital age. I believe that users should have total control of their information online. Through the guidance of my advisor, Professor Canini, and collaborating with a fellow student with expertise in large systems, we designed a system that allows organizations to store and analyze sensitive data, such as medical records, in the cloud while maintaining their data securely. It is clear that data collection is the future, and I hope that my research contributes to setting a high standard when dealing with user confidentiality. My research is just one example of how our interdisciplinary culture inspires us to collaborate for the benefit of society. Beyond our academics, KAUST is in a unique position to host important meetings and conferences relating to the kingdom's economic future. For example, this past May, KAUST hosted the Innovation to Impact Economic Forum. The attendees were highly accomplished in their field, discussing technologies and ideas. The only problem was they forgot to invite me. However, I fixed that by inviting myself. It does work. Just put on a nice suit and act like you belong. It was truly inspiring to witness leaders coming together to explore game-changing solutions. This conference, along with the many distinguished guests who visit KAUST year-round, make this place more than just a university. It's a place where ideas are born, discussed, and implemented to help shape the future. I would be wrong if I neglected to share the most important aspect of KAUST, our people. When people ask me, how diverse is KAUST? I just say, we have 2 people from Madagascar. And somehow that explains it. We share diverse perspectives in a way that allows us to think about every angle of an idea, problem, or solution. Our diner serves as a great place for discussions and debates. I have discussed education policy with a Brazilian, economics with a Kazakh, and desserts with an Italian. Each of these conversations brought a unique perspective that I would have otherwise not noticed or understood. And for that, I'm grateful. In closing, fellow graduates, as we leave KAUST tonight and go to many different places, be it Riyadh, Singapore, or Mexico City, wherever we go, I encourage all of us to uphold the values learned during our time at KAUST. Be an advocate of helping diverse ideas flow freely between people who may come from different backgrounds and places. If we do this in small or big ways, our collaboration with others will improve our chances of accelerating progress. While we don't know how our lives will unfold, I do know that KAUST has taught us to always strive for excellence and dedicate our talents to solving important problems in the world. Again, I would like to thank the family, including my own. We would not be here tonight without your dedication and support along every step of our journey. Graduates, congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
Here I am back again with a binder of speeches. Thank you, Hassan. It was a pleasure to hear about your experience at KAUST. Yes, I remember when you were interviewed as a high school graduate to join our KGSP. It's moving moments when I see you on the stage with a master's degree and hopefully in a few years to come with a PhD. Your graduation today represents a success story for both the KGSP program and KAUST. So, congratulations, Hassan. It is now my pleasure to introduce this year's distinguished commencement speaker, KAUST former president and my dear friend, Dr. John Lou Chameau. We have been looking forward to John Lou return to KAUST for commencement and to welcoming him as our speaker. John Lou's efforts helped advance KAUST reputation as an academic and research powerhouse in the kingdom and the world. His focus on building a culture of excellence brought greater collaboration among our research, education, and operations teams. John Lou's commitments to scientific innovation helped attract strategic academic and industry partnership to advance our research agenda. KAUST became a destination for the best talents in the world. His devotion also extended to growing our community and strengthening the sense of pride and belonging of our people on campus. Before coming to KAUST, John Lou served as a president of California Institute of Technology, Caltech. There, he strengthened the institution, education, and research initiatives and built dynamic public-private partnership. John Lu's passion for research and education also extend to his promotion of the role of science and technology in society. He has carried this passion through the academic leadership roles in his career. In addition to John Lu's leadership at KAUST and Caltech, John Lu was a provost in Georgia Tech for many years. He has received numerous recognitions for his accomplishments, including being a member of U.S. National Academy of Engineering and the French Academy of Technologies. Tonight, we are thankful to our friend John Lu for helping KAUST achieve many successes over the past 4 years of her tenure in KAUST. John Lu, I can tell you, every day I remember our day-to-day morning meetings where we go over KAUST issues. We ended up discussing the world issues and thinking we resolve them by the end of the discussion. I miss you, John Lu. Please join me in welcoming John Lu.
Thank you, Nadhmi. It's a very, very nice introduction, very much appreciated, and it feels great to be back. I think you should give one more round of applause to Hassan. He was terrific, so I think he deserves one more round of applause. When you ask alumni of universities what they remember from their graduation, a few years after the event, they rarely mention the commencement speaker. Most do not recall who the person was, and of those who do, very few, if any, remember what the speaker said. When they remember anything positive, it is usually that the speech was short. So today, as a pragmatic engineer, the best I can do is to be brief. Still, to fulfill my role, I need to have some message. And at the end of my remarks, I will summarize it in one word. Between being brief and leaving only one word behind, maybe one or two of you will remember the speech, if not the speaker, 10 to 20 years from now. A few weeks ago, one of my former students from Caltech, his name is Kevin, had lunch with Carol and me in Paris. Kevin is in his late 20s. After graduation from Caltech, he worked as an engineer for Northrop Grumman for a few years. About 18 months ago, he and a colleague started a new company in Los Angeles. He was in Paris because his young startup had been selected as a finalist in a major international business competition. I was impressed by Kevin when he was a student, but I'm even more impressed now. Like you, he is one of those smart young people with no fear, boundless energy, and a drive to pursue ideas that they believe are important. His startup is in a field, the burgeoning field, of the electrification of airplanes. Airplanes that will rely more and more on electric power for their internal systems and ultimately, maybe at some stage, propulsion. It is obviously a long-term and complex goal, in major part because of weight and energy density in an aircraft. Nevertheless, corporations and entrepreneurs worldwide are exploring exciting ideas and opportunities in this field. Kevin decided to look at a niche market, small aircrafts used over short distances, like between islands. He and his co-founder have developed an innovative technical approach and a business model such that the first airplane equipped with their systems and fully flight compliant may fly in 2018, with commercializations to follow soon after that. I can see you are starting to worry. He will talk to us about airplanes and stuff. Don't worry. My talk is not about the startup and about whether it will be successful or not. Nevertheless, let me mention that Kevin and his company won the competition in Paris. Since then, he has won 2 others, and he is now in the second round of venture funding. My remarks will not be about the business, but about Kevin, that young graduate, as a person. At some stage during our lunch discussion, I asked Kevin how he will know that he had succeeded in his venture. How would he define success? His answer was, I believe, remarkable in its simplicity, humility, and power. He simply said that he was experiencing success every day. Obviously, I asked for more details, and let me, in my words, summarize what he conveyed to me. Success was every day because he was experiencing the progress of a team of people who worked hard, with passion, and believed deeply in what they were doing. There is an intense satisfaction, in some cases almost an adrenaline rush, when deep commitment, common hard work in good and bad days, and love for what they do are shared among a group of people. Kevin and his team are committed to having an impact. At the same time, they are not blind and know that their technology and ideas may not be the winning ones. But it does not matter. They know that their work and the building blocks they are developing will have some impact, even if they are not the ones bringing it to full success and financial rewards. When I came to Kaust 5 years ago, I talked to many among the faculty, staff, and students, and I could feel that same excitement that comes when you are doing something that matters, something that will have an impact. It was exciting, and it is what institutions and graduates like you should aspire to. You are well prepared for it. Whatever you decide to do, try to have some impact. To have impact, you need to have vision, but vision is not much without execution, without hard work. And, as Hassan already said, people at what matters the most when it comes to realizing a vision and translating hard work into impact. For Kevin, as it was for me at Kaust, success was every day because of people. It is amazing to watch what people can accomplish when they believe in what they do and if they are treated with respect and compassion. Kevin was so excited to tell me about the people he is hiring, the pride he has in seeing them be creative and solve difficult problems. He is becoming, at a young age, a leader who cares about his team and understands that a leader must be willing to serve his people. I always advise young colleagues who are considering leadership positions that they should take that step only if they are willing to serve and if they feel deep down in themselves that they will be rewarded by the accomplishments of others around them rather than by their own accomplishments. Those words should not be taken lightly. It is not easy to serve others and treat them well. It is not easy to respect others and show compassion. It is easy to say you respect other people's values and ways of doing things, but it has to be put in practice. It is also a two-way street, and as you know very well here, it requires deep commitment. There is one more characteristic that my young entrepreneur Kevin exudes. It is integrity. In a presentation of his company, his technology, his ideas, he has an honest and powerful way to give you the good and the bad. He's not hiding anything. Several people he met with found his openness refreshing and disarming. It is not new for him. At Caltech, he was one of our student leaders, and I remember our vice president for student affairs telling me that it was impossible for her to say no to Kevin because he was too much of a nice and honest young man. It is sometimes believed or said that the concept of integrity varies from culture. Even if it is not politically correct, I will disagree. Integrity transcends cultures and societies and nationalities. Saying otherwise is only an easy escape. The former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, said, "We learned about honesty and integrity, that the truth matters, that you don't take shortcuts or play by your own set of rules, and success doesn't count unless you earn it fair and square." Her views may be simple and direct, but I share them, and they have nothing to do with culture, nationality, religion, race. They have to do with us as individuals. They apply to all of us. As scientists and engineers, all of us here engage in a process of discovery and innovation, know that we must uphold and cherish this principle. When I was drafting these remarks a few days ago, thinking about impact, respect, serving, compassion, and integrity, it reminded me of one of the best memories in my career. In January 2009, at the high point of the World Economic Reception, I spoke as president to the entire Caltech community and explained what we had to do at that time to navigate through the difficult recession and come out, hopefully, as a stronger university. My remarks to the community included some very difficult decisions on budget reductions, freezing salaries, canceling programs, laying off people, while at the same time continuing to make investment in areas that were key to the future. It is a hard message to tell people they will make less money, some may lose their jobs, while at the same time you will continue to hire and invest in some areas. At the end of my remarks, to my great surprise, the entire audience stood up and gave me a standing ovation. It is a special memory, not because of the ovation, but because it reflected the sense of trust that is built on a culture of impact, compassion, and integrity existing at Caltech, and that I had played in a way a small role in promoting such a culture. Caring about people, treating them with respect and compassion, and above all integrity are good things, I believe. In good and tough times, people will remember it. In a commencement speech, it is customary to tell the graduates that the world is full of challenges, the greatest challenges ever, but also the speaker tells them that he remains positive because he knows the graduates are up to the task and will change the world. To make sure I do my job, let me concur with that. It is true that there are many great challenges. It is even more true, and I can attest to it, I was here until a few months ago, that you, as KAUST graduates, are prepared, ready to do your part. But my message to you is simpler than that. Through my story about Kevin and a little bit about my own story, it is about guiding principles for you to consider. The three I emphasize are certainly not sufficient to conduct your life, but they will go part of the way. They apply to each of you, but also to universities like KAUST, to corporations, and any other organizations. Over the past few years, I talked often about great universities as destinations. To be a destination of choice, a great university like KAUST, its leaders, faculty, staff, and more importantly, its graduates, must have a passion for having an impact and conduct themselves with compassion and integrity. My commencement speech was brief, I hope. In fact, forget the speech. forget the speaker, and maybe try to remember 3 words: impact, compassion, and integrity. And if 3 words are too many, remember only 1: integrity. I'm not done. I need to have one more quote. To conclude with integrity, a retired and highly respected American Republican politician, Alan K. Simpson, said it all a few years ago, I believe, when it comes to integrity. If you have integrity, nothing else matters. If you don't have integrity, nothing else matters. Thank you very much.
Jean-Luc, thank you for those powerful words. And even though they were more than one, I think we will remember them all. On behalf of our students, families, staff, and community members, I thank you for your continued dedication and commitment to KAUST. We will now proceed with the conferral of degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise? You have been endorsed by your deans as candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements and who are duly recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. By the authority vested from the trustees of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, we confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and admit you to all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities. I commend you on your high accomplishments and welcome you to the community of scholars. I would now like to invite Interim President Al-Nasr to come forward to greet the candidates as they come forward to receive their diploma. He will be joined by each of the deans, beginning with Dean Pierre Magistretti, followed by Dean Mutaz El-Nazahi, and finally Dean Yves Nanou for the hooding of the doctoral candidates from their respective divisions.
Amal Jihad Muhammad Ali, hooded by Professor Jasmine Mirzaban. Ayman Abu Ula, hooded by Professor Jasmine Mirzaban. Noor Yasin Madhoun, hooded by Professor Jasmine Mirzaban.
Claudia Evelyn Paez Galvez, hooded by Professor Mark Tester. Claudio Rubén Salazar Moya, hooded by Professor Mark Tester. José Efraín Pérez, hooded by Professor Jürgen Kossel.
Carmen Fadl Abu Zena, hooded by Professor Satoshi Habuchi. Khulud Uthman Al-Amoudi, hooded by Professor Niveen Khashab. Lu'ay Imad Joda, hooded by Professor Samir Hamdan. Sahar Abdulaziz Hamid Al-Sharif, hooded by Professor Magdi Mahfouz.
Stefan Wolfgang Grotzinger, hooded by Stefan Theodor Arold.
Abdullah Hamoud Ahmed Dahwa, hooded by Professor Kim Shun Ging.
唐博 hooded by Professor Wang Peng.
Hiba Rashad al-Najjar, hooded by Professor Peng Wang. Muhannad Abdullah Ahmed al-Ghamdi, hooded by Professor Peng Wang. Noor Zaouri, hooded by Professor Peng Wang. Dooley Kim, hooded by Professor Susanna Nunes.
Luca Fortunato, hooded by Torove Liknes.
Muhammad Abdul Rahman Ahmed Namazi, hooded by Professor Torovi Likeness. Muhammad Al-Blushi, hooded by Professor Torovi Likeness. Ryan Leffers, hooded by Professor Torovi Likeness.
Wang Zhongwei, hooded by Professor Pascal Sekeli.
Khalid Asfahani, hooded by Professor Burton Jones.
He Song, hooded by Professor Michael Lee Beirumen.
Vanessa Robich, hooded by Professor Michael Berman.
Isra Salim Al-Ruwahi, hooded by Professor James Calvin for Professor Jorg Eppinger.
Huang Huang, hooded by Professor Ying Sun.
Muhammad Uthman Majid, hooded by Professor Miriam Taous Lalik. Shahrazad Rashid Al-Mitnani, hooded by Professor Miriam Taous Lalik.
Zhang Xiujuan, hooded by Professor Wu Ying.
Yanis Haj Michael, hooded by Professor David Ketchison. Ali Al-Awami, hooded by Professor Marcus Hadweger. Amal Abdel Karim Abul Hassan, hooded by Professor Marcus Hadweger.
Arturo Magana Mora, hooded by Professor Vladimir Bajic.
Haytham Ashur, hooded by Professor Valdemir Bajic. Manal Kalikattawi, hooded by Professor Vladimir Bajic. Ula Amin Mitwalli, hooded by Professor Vladimir Bajic.
Gustavo Iván Chávez Chávez, hooded by Professor David Kiss.
Hassan Abu Aisha, hooded by Professor Mikhail Mushkov. Majid Al-Zahrani, hooded by Professor Shin Gao. Sarah Muhammad Shaheen, hooded by Professor Bernard Ghanem. Zuhair Khayyat, hooded by Professor Paniatos Kalnis.
Shen Chao, hooded by Professor Bong Su Wei.
Rami Tariq Al-Effendi, hooded by Professor Boon Uy. Fatma bin Khalifa, hooded by Professor Muhammad Slim Al-Alwini. Luqman Yusuf Al-Subu'i, hooded by Professor Muhammad Slim Al-Alwini. Joanna Nassar, hooded by Professor Muhammad Mustafa Hassan.
Juan Tortoro Gongova, hooded by Professor Andrea Martolocci.
Leila Hisham Abdel Aziz Fuad Afifi, hooded by Professor Tariq Al-Nafuri.
Mincho Nikolaev Kalovev, hooded by Professor Jürgen Koso. Sabrina Vittori, hooded by Professor Mark Genton. Sergei Osipov, hooded by Professor James Calvin for Gregory Senchov.
David Conchoso González, hooded by Professor James Calvin for Professor Ian Foltz.
Eva Barnakova, hooded by Professor Klaus Victor Peinemann. Jamali Yahani Abu Rabia, hooded by Professor Klaus Victor Peinemann. Fahad Ibrahim Al-Ghunaymi, hooded by Professor Ingo Penau. Nasir Yahya Al-Asla'i, hooded by Professor Ingo Penau. Nof Muhammad Al-Jabri, hooded by Professor Kui Hong. Ali Imad Hamia, hooded by Professor Jean-Marie Basset. Reem Abdullah Al-Sharif, hooded by Professor Jean-Marie Basset. Dalal Ahmed Al-Izzi, hooded by Professor Muhammad Al-Dawoodi. Muhammad Al-Hammami, hooded by Professor Niveen Khashab.
Yevin Fatiev, hooded by Professor Naveen Kashab.
Sheikh Faisal Saeed Lardi, hooded by Professor Luigi Cavallo. Arwa Kutbi, hooded by Professor Muhammad Mustafa Hassan. Rabab Bahabri, hooded by Professor Muhammad Mustafa Hassan.
Salvo Amateo Akande, hooded by Odo Schlongschlinger. Papa Berame Ndaye, hooded by Professor Aurelien Monchon.
张强, hooded by Professor Zhang Xixiang.
Selma Rashid, hooded by Professor Enzo De Fabrizio. Tahani Hassan Filimban, hooded by Professor Iman Roqan.
Isaac Enrique Aguilar Ventura, hooded by Professor Gilles Libno.
Sara Riyad Al-Mahdali, hooded by Professor James Calvin for Professor Valentin Rodionov. Nuqtan Muhammad Nuqtan Ilyami, hooded by Professor James Calvin for Professor Uthman Muhammad Bakr. Fatma Abdullah Thaim, hooded by Professor James Calvin for Professor Alexander Rothenberger.
We will now continue with the conferral of the Master of Science degrees. I ask Dean Pierre Magistretti to present the candidates from the Division of Biological and Environmental Sciences and Engineering for the degree of Master of Science.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science from the Division of Biological and Environmental Science and Engineering please rise? I have the distinct honor and privilege to present these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements and who are duly recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study for the degree of Master of Science.
Thank you, Dean Magistretti. Upon recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested by the Board of Trustees of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, we confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Science and admit you to all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities.
Aarón Pantoja Angles.
Arwa Abdel Mohsen Ainousa. Khulud Abdel Wahab Sufraji. منصور محمد صالح الدهيمان.
Miriam Scarlett Díaz Galicia.
Nazarke Atenbayeva.
شذى حمدان العبادي. وئام فوزي الشريف.
Adair Gallo Jr.
أحمد سعيد المالكي. بيان خوجة.
黄丹青,
Kimberly Jonas Cribs. ميعاد بعبد الله. موسى الحارثي.
李婷、
Aislinn Francesca Jailin Dunn.
Alejandro Mejía Restrepo.
Emily Troyer. Kimberly Baldry. Melissa Papas. Michael Wooster.
Michael Stephen Weinzel.
Parsifal Fidelio Islas Morales.
Sarah Nadine Wilson.
王艺兴、
Aigerim Rahmatullah.
I ask Dean Mutaz El-Nazahi to present the candidates of the Division of Computer, Electrical, and Mathematical Sciences and Engineering for the degree of Master of Science.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science from the Division of Computer, Electrical, and Mathematical Sciences and Engineering please rise? I have the distinct honor and privilege of presenting these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements and who are duly recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study for the degree of Master of Science.
Thank you, Dean El-Nazahi. Upon recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested by the Board of Trustees of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, we confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Science and admit you to all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities.
劳动、
Francisco Berkmeyer. محمد الصبي. محمد السياري.
Sarek Bolson Dusembe. Tommaso Sanezzi.
أغصان صلاح الأحمدي. علاء طارق غرباوي.
王成、 孙国磊、
حسن محمد علي الصبياني. هند بنت عبد العزيز العمرو. همام الواصل. أيمن عبد الرحمن الخلف. مضر محمد يحيى الفضلي. نور الجعفري. رؤى زيد النزاوي. روبرت ويرفلمان.
裴世超、侯思清、
Vasily Kodapati.
吴文婷、
زهراء حافظ إبراهيم المحفوظ. عبد الله جمال حمدي.
Alfia Kulmuhanova.
Altana Kaidarova.
Azmat Bakir Bakova.
فيصل فهد الهندي. حمزة عبد الله الأحمدي. جميل سامي شويل.
黄家红、何冠生、
ميادة هوساوي. محمد عبد الوهاب البهلول.
李培浩、邱思萌、孙小兵、
طارق هيثم محمود.
杨小可、鲁一萌、
زهراء إبراهيم البو.
龚妍、
Joldori Baki.
I ask Dean Yves Nanu to present the candidates of the Division of Physical Science and Engineering for the degree of Master of Science.
Thank you, Jim. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science from the Division of Physical Science and Engineering please rise? I have the distinct honor and privilege to present these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements and who are duly recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study for the degree of Master of Science.
Thank you, Dean Nanu. Upon recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested by the Board of Trustees of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, we confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Science and admit you to all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities.
جدة سلطان. هاني محمد بعطية. خالد هزازي. ياسمين آل سنبل. عبد الله عبد العزيز آل تخيل. أحمد محفوظ محمد أمين الشنقيطي.
Eleanor Ann Palin.
لجين محمد الريس. ماجدلين يازياشي. مرام محمد المالكي. مريم السفياني. عبد الله العلي. أحمد عمرو حافظ عبد العزيز.
Alibak Isabekov.
吕创新。
Gloria María Castro Quintero.
Maruri Salmet Sanmujana.
Clara Modenesi.
朱伟伟。
أحمد عبد الرزاق أحمد الصالح. البراء عبد الوهاب عسيري. أريج عبد الرحمن الزهراني. محمد الذهيبان.
Sandra Patricia González López.
سارة السقاف.
Wan Yi.
عبد الله صادق الرمضان. أحمد عبد الله العامودي. أحمد البراهيم.
Kuwanish Kabu Bailan. Lazat Ranshayavat.
محمد يحيى قطومة.
Natanael Otavio Favero Bolsón.
رفيق بابايف. سعيد محمد اليوسف. صهيب أحمد عامر. سلطان مبارك المدرع. طارق الغامدي. ياسين علاء الدرقري.
Okay, one more time. Well, faculty, family, and friends, let us give another round of applause to our graduates who are very proud of all of you. Graduates, the diploma you just received recognize your dedication, your hard work, and your tremendous accomplishments. The education you have received at KAUST will for sure open many doors. I encourage you to embrace each opportunity you encounter with integrity, passion, and curiosity. As I reflect on the many commencement celebrations over the years, and I have not missed none of them, it's always a special moment to witness our student graduating. And while this is the 8th academic commencement I have attended, we have another milestone to celebrate that I thought of mentioning tonight. Little bit over 10 years ago, in December of 2007, KAUST master plan was approved and construction started. It is amazing. I mean, it's only a little bit over 10 years ago when we started construction. And here we are celebrating the 8th commencement event in the history of KAUST. Every year, KAUST surpasses a new milestones as we build a legacy of excellence in research and education. The master plan provided a roadmap for the buildings and the infrastructure we built. But it is the people of KAUST whose daily efforts have transformed that vision into reality. A reality that drives our mission to be a catalyst of innovation, new knowledge, and economic development for the benefit of the nation and the society. Graduates, I am confident that through your career, you will be leaders in science and technology in the kingdom and for sure in the world. We look forward to hearing about your future achievements. We are proud of you, and once again, congratulations on this great success and this beautiful, rememberable event. Thank you all.
This brings the 2017 commencement ceremony to a close. Please remain seated for the recessional. Thank you. Mr. Chairman.